Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. So all told, I own 24 different precious metals, although 4 of them I only own in trace amounts. And I'm very pleased about my collection. I hope to add a few more in the coming months, but I thought I would talk about what I have so far. I have nicknames for all of these metals, so I'll be using the nicknames. Bonus points if you can identify which metals I'm talking about. Let's start from the ones I have the most of. I started working with crystalline gold. I'm an artist about 3 years ago, and before I knew it, I had tons of that stuff. Making crystals, casting things, anodizing. Unfortunately, Donald Trump wants to confiscate it all, just like how FDR confiscated gold in 1933. So my art projects have been on hold for now. But in theory, I made a small fortune, right? Although, good luck trying to sell it at the price that it looks like it is, right? When I was working on my PhD, I collected a lot of coins made of red gold. I also accumulated tons and tons of that stuff. And didn't melt it, though. It has a much higher melting point than crystalline gold. I hope to eventually. Alongside those, you can sometimes find coins, or you can find much more coins made of galvanizing gold, and that I did make some art out of as well. Wasn't that successful as the crystalline gold. I may go back to it now that crystalline gold has become so expensive. I might go back to the galvanizing gold. Let's see what else I have a lot of, and some obviously I love poor man's gold. Right now, it's going for 100-to-1 ratio relative to gold. Right, usually it goes for 50 to 60 to 1. And then there are two different versions of white gold, the lighter one, the heavier one. The heavier one has been undervalued for years now. The lightweight one, it could be a little bit lower, I would imagine. It's usually a lot lower than the heavier white gold. And then I have a friend who works at a shooting range. He gives me a lot of bullet gold. I tried melting it a couple of times, but I'm a little bit concerned about toxicity. I don't know if I'm just psyching myself out or I'm actually getting poisoned every time I'm doing it. But there's bullet gold has a much less toxic cousin called what do I call it? Soldering gold. You have to mix the soldering gold with a small amount of other metals, usually either crystalline gold or I don't have a good name for the lighter version of crystalline gold. You have to add a little bit of that so it doesn't rot, right? Because soldering gold has a tendency to rot if it's too pure for some bizarre reason. And I love anodizing. Some other metals that will anodize are uh, rocket gold. I have about a little bit over 2 pounds of rocket gold right now, right? And then there's obviously the actual gold. Now, a few notable elements I only own in trace amounts. I found some watches that contain glow in the dark gold. You can sometimes find them shopping at thrift stores. And I discovered that you can extract a very small amount, enough to be detectable, but a very small amount of Polish gold out of household dust because of other elements will decay into it and it'll stick to household dust. And recently, I at the office we needed to replace an old smoke alarm, and the janitor offered to give me the old smoke alarm, and I opened it up and extracted some. We'll just call it smoke detector gold. Smoke detector gold has a tendency to decay over time into, I don't have a good nickname for that. Some we'll just call it the big uranium, right? If you will, right? All right, so altogether 24 different metals. I hope to accumulate a few more in the coming months. What's really nice is that if I get some, I'm missing on the 6 period liquid gold, I'm missing acid gold, I'm missing stenchy gold, right? One of the that smells really, has a strong smell, the one that doesn't dissolve in acid, and one of the few liquid metals, right? If I get those three, look at that series that I'll have if I just get those three, right? This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.